The social problem of drug use is being seen more prevalent in our school systems today. Substance abuse is an overarching diagnosis used to address the various types of addictions, including those to alcohol, narcotics, opiates, and various other drugs. Addiction is defined as a chronic relapsing brain disease that is characterized by compulsive drug seeking and use despite the consequences. According to the most recent DSM, the DSM-5, drug use becomes abusive when the substance is taken in larger amounts over a long period of unintentional time. Now take a look at this demographic. This shows that throughout our nation, there are all various percentages of teens, aged 12 to 17, who have had an illicit drug dependence in the past year. Notice how every state falls into the range of 2% to almost 4% of teens, and that is just in 1 year. Substance use has been something our nation has had since its founding, whether it was prohibition against alcohol, cocaine in our soda, or the controversy of the effects and legalization of marijuana. Drugs are something that has always been a prevalent issue in the United States. In our text, Social Problems, Itsen and colleagues discuss how drug laws and policies tend to reflect how people perceive drugs and their use. Some drugs are negatively stereotyped while others are not. The government plays in these stereotypes to maintain policies. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, most people use drugs for the first time when they're teens. In 2012, there were 7,898 new drug users per day. 52% of those users were under the age of 18. How old was Kenny when he first started using?
He was 16.
And did you know where he was introduced to drugs? Was it a school or just in his peer group?
It was with one of his friends outside of school, but they do have it in schools, and he told the principal about that.
In 2013, the CDC reported that there were 43,982 drug overdoses. Since he's passed, how many of his friends have passed that he knew from high school or that were his age?
I'm going to say, like you said before, about 50. I'm going to say one or two a month, and many before also.
Did his addiction affect your family's collective dynamic?
Collective dynamic. Of course it did. Yeah. My husband and I, which is Kenny's stepdad, but he called Kenny's son, we were in counseling because it was just really, really hard when Kenny was going through his addiction to even get through the day together and not fight over him, or to me, it was me and as his mother taking him to the doctors and dealing. It just was like it sucked the life out of me. And Brandy, his sister, she was a year older than him. And he was 16 when he started, 19 when he passed, and Brandy's a year older, so she saw this also, and it killed me to see her see this, to fight with him when he was relapsed. He wasn't himself. When somebody relapses and they're off doing this, it's so scary. You don't know where they are, what they're doing. You don't know if I'm going to have to tell my daughter that her brother's gone, or where is he, or it was very hard. Brandy cannot take a pill for a headache now. She's so scared.
Addiction is said to be a family disease. Not only is the individual recovering to stabilize their life, but it is quite a commitment that can be overwhelming for the family. The National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence offers 9 tips to help a family move in the right direction. These tips can be seen on your screen. There are various types of groups in the United States that have the goal of educating the nation's youth. Universities like Michigan State have implemented programs like ATOD, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, to educate their students on the negative impacts of substance abuse. ATOD is more commonly known on MSU's campus as the DUCK campaign. Since 1980, MAD, or Mothers Against Drunk Driving, has been a community-based program to educate individuals on the cost of destructive decisions related to substance abuse. What message do you have for young teens who are involved with these kinds of substances and addiction?
It can come out of nowhere. If you're not addicted yet, you better know that you can get addicted. My birthday, I turned 48 a few days ago, and I went to go visit my son at the cemetery instead of giving him a hug that day that I would have liked to hug for my birthday. And his birthday this year was on Mother's Day. So that I just would beg these kids, please don't. Just please don't.